Waitomo. Ginagawa nila yung road.
Introductions, kia ora everybody. My name's Wimaraki Te Waka Karipuri Okataya. It's a bit long, so just we will do for short. Okay. Who knows what a Nintendo Wii is in the group? Anyone? Yeah. That's good. At least some of you know. You won't confuse it with the other type then. Alright. So I'm going to be your guide on your trip through the cave today. Nei te mihi kia koutou katoa tai ake nei tēnei rā. Thank you all very much for coming out and visiting today. I really appreciate it. It keeps me employed. Okay. Before we head on up to the entry, I'm just going to shoot over some things quickly, the history of this place. To keep it brief, these two people here were the first explorers of our cave. This man over here, his name's Fred Mace. He came into this area to survey land in the 1880s. He befriended a lot of the locals during that time, including the chief of the area. That's this man here, Tāne Tinero. He's my great-great-grandfather, okay? So I come from 5 generations of cavemen. It took them 2 years to fully map and survey this cave, and then it was opened to the public in 1889. It was Tāne Tinero's second wife. She was one of the original guides here and also one of the first female guides in our country. She was the second wife because his first wife couldn't have kids, so he remarried, thankfully for me, because I wouldn't be here today. And together they had 16 kids. Yeah, so it gets really cold here in the winter. Today there's like 900 of us, and about 60% of the staff that work here are all relatives, so it has its ups and downs, as you could imagine. This last panel here, it speaks of the return of the caves. This is my grandfather, Walter Anderson. He started working here in the 60s, and he was instrumental in the return of this cave. Him and my grandmother started legal proceedings against the Crown in 1982 to have it returned to its rightful owners. And as a result of an 8-year legal battle, it was returned. And that happened in 1990. It was the first land settlement between the Crown and the Māori people too, so I'm super proud of what they accomplished. We're very lucky to have the place today. 10% of the cave still remains in Crown ownership. That's distributed through DOC, or the Department of Conservation. That partnership that we have with them is really important, because when it comes to conservation of stuff like the forest above the cave, they're second to none. They've got brilliant scientists that work for them, so they point us in the right direction. Today we lease the cave to a company called THL. That lease runs out in 5 years. If we want to renew it, we will. If we don't, we don't. My personal opinion is that we should. Trying to get 900 Māoris to agree on something is a pretty big task, and when you throw money in the mix, it's even harder. Alright, so it's better just to let someone else do the work, eh? So what we'll do now is we'll head on up to the entry of the cave. Once we get there, we'll shoot over some quick house rules. Before we go up, does anybody need to go to the bathroom? Because the last thing we need is to get halfway through the cave and someone needs to go. No? Alright, cool. Come on up.
Yeah, yun yung brief introduction ng tour guide. In-explain niya yung kung sino yung mga first people na nagpunta rito. So, we're going to listen again.
You can grab a seat on this side. So. Some more room down here. You don't mind sitting in the pictures, I don't. Good stuff. Alright, so before we head in the cave team, we've just got a few things to go over. Our house rules. Okay, the first one, no smoking inside the cave. Alright.
No photography.
No smoking. Alright, you're watching yours. The brakes on it. We do have a place where you can take photos though, because they did put the brakes on it. You can't hurt yourself either because you're sitting on a boat. Okay, so just wait until then, I'll let you know, and then you can take as many as you like. There's no eating or drinking inside the cave too. Water, that's okay. There's plenty of water in the cave. If you spill it, it doesn't damage anything, and we don't have to clean it up. The most important rule, it's not there on the board behind me, don't touch any of the rock walls or formations. We've got a residue on our hands. When you touch it, it turns it black. We can't get that stain off either, so in the interest of conservation, please don't. This rock wall along here, it's made of exactly the same stuff as inside. So if you do think you're the curious type that can't resist touching, this wall's for you. Alright. Even if you don't think you're the type, I suggest you touch it on the way in anyway and get it out of your system. That way you don't feel the urge inside, alright? The first, say, 20 metres of the cave, the ceiling's pretty low too, so watch your heads. We're going to walk for about maybe 25 minutes. During that time, your eyes start adjusting to the dark as we make our way deeper into the ground. That's good for you, because once we get on a boat, you can see heaps of glowworms, and it's good for me too, because I can see what I'm doing. It's not ideal to be on a boat in a cave, you know, on a river with someone blind driving, eh? Before we go in, any questions? None? Cool, my sort of group.
Nandito ako sa boat, sa loob ng cave. Medyo madilim kasi walang ilaw sa loob. So kailangan quiet ka.
Yeah, back up the top. What's the flood there? Is it to the block of this entrance? Yeah, so the river rises up to about maybe here somewhere. Wow. Yeah, we can't use this entry, so we just go into that area where we did that turn, and we just do a couple of turns in there and go back up the same way.
It's a lot easier to go through than it was all those years ago.
Oh, yeah.
What do you do with the boat on a flood day?
We tie them up in certain places so that they don't end up at the bottom of the river.
Yeah. What river is this?
This is the Waitomo Caves stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Alright everybody, just a quick mention, there's some surveys just before the gift shop. If you have time, please fill them out. Say good things though, my auntie's the boss, she reads them. Alright, if it is good things, remember your guide's name is we. If it's not good things, say it was Denise. Otherwise, once again, thank you all very much for coming out and visiting. Really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the tour. So we don't all move in the same direction at the same time. We can tip the boat over. We'll even out the weight. There's not too bad of a mix either. Chivalry's not dead too. So gentlemen, you can hop off on this side. Ladies to my No? Alright, we'll start off at the front. What?
Hindi ko nakunan yung glowworms kasi bawal ang video inside. So, kukunan na lang natin ng picture sa labas. Ayan, so we are exiting now the place. So, pabalik na tayo sa pinanggalingan natin. Malamig sa loob. Ito yung coffee shop nila. Yung coffee shop. Nice area. So, tignan natin kung ano yung makikita Punta natin ito. So, originally, doon kami galing sa loob ng cave. Napakadilim. Pero ang ganda. Ganda sa loob. Sayang nga lang, hindi natin pwedeng kuhanan ng video. So, ito yung mga gift items nila dito. Ayan. Yung mga souvenirs. Yan yung mga gift items nila na nabibili. Souvenir from Waitomo Caves. Ito, oh. Ayan. So, ito yung entrance going to the cave. Lalabas na tayo. Hindi ko alam kung saan ako lalabas dito. So, ito yung Waitomo Caves. Ayan. Waitomo Caves pala.
Yeah!
Ayan. Actually, nandito kami. Ito yung pinuntahan namin. Waitomo Glowworm Caves. Ayan. Nakasakay kami sa bangka. And then sa loob may mga ano siya, mga worm siya na may ilaw para bang kung sa atin parang alitap-tap. Pero kailangan habang nasa boat ka, huwag kang gagawa ng anumang noise kasi madidisturb sila. Yan, ganyan ang makikita mo sa loob. Yan. So, ito yung description niya. Yan. So, ito yung place kabuuan. Very nice, actually. Yan. Ganda yung area. Ganda yung lugar. Ayan. So, ngayon, tingnan natin yung front. Ayan yung Glowworm Caves. Ayan, dyan tayo kanina pumasok. Ayan. Ulit siya. Ito yung visitor center. Ayan ang kabuuan niya. Ayan. Ang ganda ng area. Tourist attraction talaga. Ayan. Bali, itong Waitomo Caves ay isang small village dito sa North Island ng New Zealand. Ito ay kilala dahil sa meron itong underground cave systems na kung saan ay makikita mo ang thousands of glowworms light up the Glowworm Caves. Yeah, meron ditong tatlong klase ng caves. Ito nga una is itong Glowworm Caves. Bali yun nga, inikot tayo ng boat inside, but we are not allowed to take videos or photography kasi para sa kanila Maori, local Maori sacred ito. Ayan. Tapos isang klase tatlong klase kasi ang caves dito. Yun nga, yung isa yung Glowworm, yung the other one is Ruakuri Cave. Hindi natin ito napasok. Ruakuri Cave, it is the largest cave. It discovered between 400 and 500 years ago. So, makikita mo rito ang limestone tsaka yung limestone formation and crystal tapestries. Tapos isa pang klase ng pang cave dito is yung Aranui Cave. Wala itong glowworms dahil walang tubig, but this is ayan yung tatlong klase ng caves dito. At yung Waitomo Glowworm Caves, ayan yung pinasok natin. And this is the second one, Ruakuri Cave. And this is the Aranui Cave. Ayan. So maybe next time we can go to those another two dun sa dalawang caves na hindi natin napasok. Ayan.
I'm pretty sure.
Ayan, pasukin natin pa. Ayan yung toilet nila rito. Ang cute. Ayan. Ayan yung panlalaki. And then, ayan. Ito yung inside. Ayan. Ayan yung iba't ibang frame nila rito. Ayan yung entrance going to the cave. Kung makikita nyo. Ayan. Ito yung toilet. Ayan. Sa local Maori, ito yung for men's toilet. Ayan. Ito naman is for ladies toilet. Wahini. Ayan.